Call the meeting to order. Will the clerk please read the meeting statement?
The meeting of the Township Council for Monday, November 9, 2015. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the public and the press on January 4, 2015. It was posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-7.
Thank you. May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Kadish.
Here.
Councilmember Lynch.
Yep.
Councilmember Murphy.
Here.
Councilmember Wetzel.
Here.
Council President Rizzuto.
Here. Here. Please let the record show, the minutes show that Councilwoman-elect Sandra Ohms, welcome, sits at the dais as a non-participating, non-voting member. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. May we have a presentation of the colors, please? Would you please join with me in a pledge to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This month we have two proclamations. One in recognition of Veterans Day and one in recognition of the battle against pancreatic cancer. Whereas the freedoms we enjoy as Americans have been purchased and maintained at a high price throughout our history, and whereas since the establishment of the original 13 states, Americans have been willing to fight and die to preserve their individual rights as guaranteed in the United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and whereas we owe a great debt to those who have served in defense of this nation, and whereas throughout generations their sacrifices have preserved our unique form of government dedicated to human rights and respect for the individual, and whereas for many that sacrifice has ended in permanent injury or death, yet their spirit remains in the continued preservation of our freedoms and the promise of liberty established as an example for all the oppressed persons in the world. And whereas in honor of these dedicated men and women, we pledge our continued defense of our nation so that their sacrifice will stand before the entire world as a tribute to the spirit and determination of a people dedicated to the principles of freedom and democracy. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Vernon Township Council do hereby urge all citizens to honor our veterans and to rededicate themselves to the preservation of our liberties under the Constitution. Given under my hand in these free United States in the Township of Vernon, State of New Jersey, on this 9th day of November 2015, and to which I have caused the seal of the Township of Vernon to be affixed and have made this proclamation public. Signed by Victor J. Miroda, Mayor, Vernon Township, and myself, Council President Pat Rizzuto, Township of Vernon. I have two copies, one for our VFW post and one for our Vietnam vets. John, welcome home.
Thank you.
Cancer is a scourge that affects so many people in our nation. I venture to say that 75% of the people sitting in this room have had that disease touch them or one of their loved ones. And previously, we've had numerous proclamations to the various efforts on the part of breast cancer, prostate cancer, leukemia. This evening, I'd like to recognize the efforts of one of our township residents, Mr. Patrick Bailey, who brought to our attention, my attention, the terrible toll that pancreatic cancer takes upon its victims. It's one of the most severe forms of cancer. Frequently, when found, it's frequently too late, and it has a very, very low survival rate. On behalf of Mr. Bailey's contacting me, I advised him that we would be offering a proclamation about pancreatic cancer, and he was most appreciative. I don't know if he's here this evening. He said, "Thank you for coming." Whereas health and safety is important to the happiness, prosperity, and well-being of our communities and families, and whereas in 2015, almost 49,000 individuals will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in the United States, and whereas there are no effective early detection methods presently available, and most symptoms such as weight loss, loss of appetite, feeling tired, and pain in the upper, middle abdomen and back can be mistaken for chronic pains and could be attributed to other conditions. And whereas when symptoms of pancreatic cancer become apparent, it is usually after the cancer has advanced and spread to other organs. And whereas the good health and well-being of the residents of the Township of Vernon are enhanced as a direct result of increased awareness about pancreatic cancer and research of early detection, causes, and effective treatments. And whereas through the month of November, organizations, health practitioners, and residents in the Township of Vernon are encouraged to take the opportunity to promote awareness about pancreatic cancer and to support those patients currently battling pancreatic cancer and those who have lost loved ones to this horrible disease. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Vernon that the month of November shall be proclaimed Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month in the Township of Vernon, and urge all residents to recognize the need to bring awareness to the fight against this deadly disease. Signed by Victor J. Miroda, Mayor, Patrick Rizzuto, Council President. Mr. Bailey, please come. Please accept this proclamation. And I tend to think you probably had some.
My wife's a 10-month survivor.
God bless her, and we'll pray for her.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much.
Moving on, we have public comments. May I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lynch,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Kadish. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Floor is open to the public for comments. Please state your name at the podium and the area of town that you reside.
Hi, Martinson Vernon.
like to thank everyone who voted for me. I'd like to congratulate the people that were elected. I'd like to thank the people that ran. I'd also like to thank the people that, not only in the municipal government, but in our Board of Ed, the congratulations and the thank you to those that ran. I'd like to thank Mr. Lynch and Mayor Miroda for the service that you've given us. And the pancreatic cancer thing strikes home for me. A lot of people know I couldn't make the one debate, and I was attending an event that my mom was going to be at. She was flying in that night, but unfortunately my father-in-law has advanced pancreatic cancer now, so she stayed with him. So thank you for the proclamation.
You're welcome. Any other comments?
Sally Rinker, Vernon. I came tonight to give a couple of thank yous. Dan Kadish, thank you very much for running again and be willing to serve this town for another 4 years. And Sandy Ohms, thank you too. A lot of people don't know how much Sandy has done behind the scenes for good government in this town for the past couple of years. She's responsible for getting the council meetings online, which have now been linked by the town, getting documents for the sake of transparency and public information, those bills lists, and other documents of interest for the public. And I want to thank you both for running. The numbers spoke loud and clear in this past election that this town was ready for change. It was ready to diminish the good old boys club attitude and try to move on with some democratic and effective government. I'd also like to thank Harry Shortway for stepping up to the plate and running. I just recently learned, as many will probably hear and read, that he has come out publicly in regards to a personal issue he had been grappling with around the same time as campaigning. And I'm very humbled by the fact that he worked very hard and put on many miles in this town to reach everyone he could so that he could let people know that he was ready to step up and take this government forward and bring effective government to the people of Vernon. So I want to thank him, and I'm very humbled by his efforts. Thank you very much.
Are there any additional comments? Seeing no one, oh.
Good evening, Bev Buds, Fernan. I received on October 26th, a Tennessee Gas Pipeline application to go back into our wetlands up here in Vernon, and some of the language that is disturbing me is, will adversely impact threatened, endangered plant and animal species, clearing of trees, dredging of wetlands. This time we get a chance to do it right, and we get a chance to look at these applications before we just let them roll through our town. So I'm asking each member of the council to please see Lauren, and she will provide you with a copy of this application. We have a 30-day comment period, and we will be discussing it tomorrow night at our Environmental Commission meeting. If anyone wants to learn more about it and doesn't have the time or the desire to read it, and I'm hoping this time that we have the desire to read it, because it's important. We lost 53,000 trees in 2010, and I don't intend to allow another tree to be cut down in this town without fighting for it. So I ask for your cooperation, and it's important. Please pick it up. Lauren, would you do that for me, please? Make copies for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Krista Gary, and I live in Vernon. I'm addressing the council tonight to say the people in Vernon have voiced their opinion and spoken loud and clear this past election day. When those in office fail to listen to what the people in the town are saying, there are consequences. The evening before Election Day, my husband and I ran into a challenge as we were handing out flyers to customers at the Acme supermarket as they were leaving the store. Apparently, a group of 5 people approached the manager and lied to her by saying that we were harassing people and that she should call the police. We were asked to leave. Since we're used to challenges, we didn't cave in on this one. We continued with our mission, and when it was completed, we went home. It turned out to be an unsuccessful attempt by our opposition to stop us. In spite of all the money that was given to the present administration, and in spite of the posting of negative comments about others on Vernon Vibes, in debates, on Facebook sites, and in the media, a small group of people were able to bring change to this community. The Vernon Taxpayers Association believed we could, and we did. This just proves that with faith and the right mental attitude, even the impossible can become a reality. We were helped in our endeavors by the citizens in this town who went to the ballot box and cast their votes. I want to thank all of them for doing so from the bottom of my heart. We couldn't have done this without you. You, the people, were the catalyst that gave us our hope and inspiration to achieve our goal. Congratulations go out to Harry Shortway, Dan Kadish, and Sandra Ooms on their successful campaign. Victory was yours on Tuesday. Truth is always more powerful than deceit, and light always overcomes the darkness. Because of our honest campaign, the people chose those whom they felt would be able to lead this town in a positive direction. I believe this community will finally become united and put on a solid foundation once again, with people working for the common good instead of condemning one another. This is my hope and prayer. After receiving a phone call from the Billy Graham Association the day after the elections, I just want to say that prayer can change everything. The woman on the other end of the phone told me that there were prayer warriors praying throughout the country that we could get the right people into office. I'm so humbled by this. I believe we need to give all the glory to God. We should never forget that He is in charge, and the ultimate credit must always go to Him. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Some people are so quick to quote the Bible. The Bible says God hates liars. Okay. Since so many accolades are being put out there, even though this is premature, Mayor Miroda still has 6 weeks left to go, I want to say thank you tonight to Mayor Victor Miroda. Mayor Miroda was the first elected mayor in this town's history after our change in government. Being the person who wrote the petition to change our government, Mayor Miroda is precisely the kind of mayor that I envisioned when we did the petition for the betterment of our town. I'm not going to enumerate tonight all the accomplishments of Mayor Miroda, but they were significant, and he turned our town around from the dismal state of failure and debt that our township was in 2011 when he took office. Mayor Miroda took that mess that he inherited that was left behind by the prior administrations, and he spun that mess into gold, in my opinion. He is a financial genius, and he has improved the fiscal state of every category of our town. Through it all, however, in the face of constant criticism and people who quote God but do not act godly, this criticism and false accusations by the same relentless individuals, he stood firm with integrity, and he continued to do the job in the best interest of our town. During this recent campaign, he stood against some of the ugliest and most reprehensible false statements, lies, and I believe those lies and false statements were responsible for his defeat. Still today, Mayor Miroda exhorts the public and his supporters to put away the barbs and the arrows, and let's move forward as a township. This is a man of dignity and integrity. Mayor Miroda, I thank you for your selfless service to Vernon Township. You will go down in Vernon's history as the mayor who truly turned things around for our town. Let's hope that the people who fill your shoes, let's hope that things will remain even a fraction of the way you improve them. However, this is the real reason why I'm here tonight. This past weekend, I received a really repulsive and intimidating threat from a Vernon firefighter. I discussed this matter with the Vernon chief, and I'm here tonight to file a formal complaint, as well as to file a complaint with the New Jersey State Firemen's Association and any law enforcement agency, including Vernon and this Township Council that oversees our volunteer firefighters. I want you to take what I'm about to say seriously, please. As a result of this threat, my husband and I are fearful, and we feel victimized and intimidated by this threat should anything happen to our home. I have been told by a firefighter to watch my tongue and pray that my house does not burn down. I don't know this man, but it was all related to the ugly campaign we just all witnessed. And truthfully, I'm telling you, we are fearful for our safety. I'm now going to read what he wrote to me in writing. His name is Vincent Caratazzolo, and he addressed me personally, and he said, Jesse Circassian Palladini, I am a firefighter. If you are ever in a house fire and you want my butt, as well as my brother's, in your home to save it, I'd watch your tongue. We want a public apology from this man. I don't want a letter sent to my home. I want that gentleman in this courtroom to give us a public apology, and I want it documented that if anything should happen to me and to the safety of my husband and I, we want it documented that this firefighter made this disgusting threat to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Seeing no one coming forward, I'll ask for a motion to close the floor. May I have a motion? Motion made by Mr. Lynch. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Kadish. All in favor? Please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All members of the council have received copies of the minutes of our regular meeting at September 28th, 2015. May I have a motion to place the minutes on the floor for consideration?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Wetzel. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Kadish. Are there any additions, deletions, questions, or comments on the minutes? Now I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Councilmember Kadish.
Yes.
Councilmember Lynch.
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Wetzel.
Yes.
Councilmember Rizzuto.
Yes,
Carries to adopt minutes.
thank you. Minutes of the meeting, of our regular meeting of October 15th have been distributed to all members of the council. May I have a motion to put those minutes on the floor?
Motion. I'd like to amend the motion to
Can we have it on the floor, please? Can I have a
separate
second?
177 from the rest.
Okay, can I have a,
Stake in it.
okay, can I have a second, please? Just to put it on the floor.
Motion on the minutes.
Still in the minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You're looking right at them.
Do I have a second on the
Second.
minutes? Second? Mrs. Murphy? Now, is the question, Mr. Kadish, on the minutes or on another?
no.
Oh, okay.
I thought
Are there
we
any,
dispensed with the minutes.
are there any comments, deletions, additions to the minutes on October 15? Not, I'll ask for a roll call.
Councilmember Kadish.
Yes.
Councilmember Lynch.
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy.
Yes.
Councilmember Wetzel.
Yes.
Council President Rizzuto.
Yes,
Motion carries to adopt minutes.
thank you. Moving to our consent agenda. Resolution 15-175, authorizing a date for the municipal tax sale Township earlier this year approved having an electronic tax sale. This resolution sets the date for that sale, which will be December 8th, 2015. Resolution 15-176, approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Samus Road project. The Township is making application for a grant from the NJDOT for Samus Road. This resolution authorizes the electronic submission. Resolution 15-177, approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Maple Grange Road project. The Township is also making application for a grant from NJDOT for Maple Grange Road. This resolution authorizes the electronic submission. Resolution 15-178, authorizing the award contract for container services at the Township's Public Works and Animal Control facilities. This resolution authorizes the renewal of the contract for an additional 24 months to Gator Recycling for the Township's container service. Resolution 15-179, the Chapter 159 resolution requesting approval of revenue and appropriation amending the 2015 budget as a revenue and appropriation of $500. The Township has received a grant of $500 under the Child Safety Seat Program from the Atlantic Health System. This resolution authorizes the insertion of these funds into the budget and corresponding appropriation. Resolution 15-180, the resolution authorizing the cancellation of appropriation reserve balances accumulated absences trust. The Township may only transfer balances during the last 2 months of the year and the first 3 months of the following year. There are appropriate reserve balances that remain that are no longer needed from 2014. The Township created an accumulated absences trust in 2002. This resolution transfers those funds to the accumulated absences trust. Resolution 15-181, approving a solicitor's permit for Power Home Remodeling Group. Power Home Remodeling currently is an authorized solicitor in Vernon Township. This resolution authorizes an additional person on their staff, Matthew Flynn. Resolution 15-182, resolution authorizing the cancellation of appropriation reserve balances of the Snow Removal Trust. Similar to Resolution 15-180, there are appropriation reserve balances for road repairs. This shall cancel those balances and transfer them into the Snow Removal Trust Fund. Finally, Resolution 15-183, transfer resolution, balance transfers. As mentioned previously, the resolution may transfer funds excuse me, during the last 2 months of the year. This resolution transfers balances from the various different current funds. May I have a motion to adopt resolutions 15-175 to 15-183?
I'd like to make that motion with the exception of Resolution 15-177, which has an error in it, until we discuss that error.
Okay. Resolution 15-175 to 183, with the exception of 177, is being adopted for further discussion and consideration. Motion made by Mr. Kadish. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Lynch. On the resolutions, with the exception of 15-177,
Yeah,
any comments?
it's incorrectly identified. They're using,
No. On, with the exception
with
of
the exception.
177.
okay.
Any comments or questions?
I have a question. On 183, the Volunteer Emergency Services O&E
It's vehicle and equipment rent, repair. Is that the money that was removed from their budget? Is that what's going back in? Or is this something in addition to?
Either one. I'll answer you.
In addition to, that's for all the repairs being done to the fire truck, services.
Strictly equipment and repair.
Okay, so that has nothing,
Nothing to do with the budget.
it has nothing to do with the, okay. And I was only questioning because it would have been 30,000, so that's why I'm just questioning whether,
Yeah,
okay.
Nothing to do with.
Any other comments, questions?
Nope.
Not, I'll ask for a roll call vote. Roll call?
Councilmember Kadesh?
Yes.
Councilmember Lynch?
Yes, on all resolutions except 15-183, which I am going to abstain.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Wetzel?
Yes.
Council President Rizzuto?
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolutions 15-175 through 15-183, except 15-177 with extension noted for 15-183.
Thank you. May I have a motion to place Resolution 15-177 on the floor for consideration and comment?
Motion.
Motion made by Mrs.
Second.
Murphy, seconded by Mr. Lynch. Mr. Kadesh.
Intersection with CR 517-MP 51.48, Sand Hill Road, it really should be, I believe, a different identification.
Actually,
It should
it's
be
not, you're right, Dan,
517.
it's not Sand Hill Road. It
Huh?
is Route
Well, that's what it
517,
says.
but not Sand Hill Road.
Right.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I
Should be
think,
Glenwood
yeah,
Road,
it
I
would be the 517, I believe, is called the Glenwood McAfee Road there. But it is 517 to
Yes.
Route 94.
But I just think that it's confusing because the same designation as in the previous resolution.
I think the same mistake is repeated there in both cases.
Well, I think it's correct, Sand Hill.
Okay. But certainly it can be changed, and
I
candidly...
just wanted to note that so that
Sure.
the engineer can correct it.
It'll be taken care of.
With that correction made, is there any other comments, questions? May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Kadesh?
Yes.
Councilmember Lynch?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Wetzel?
Yes.
Council President Rizzuto?
Yes.
Carries to adopt resolution 15-177.
Thank you. Introduction, first reading of the proposed ordinance, ordinance 15-25. An ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Vernon, County of Sussex, and State of New Jersey, authorizing special assessment for the restoration and repair of Barry Lakes Dam Number 1. This ordinance is at the request of the Barry Lakes Association as a result of the co-borrowers agreement in 2009. It is allowing the township to bill out the assessment for restoration to their dam. This ordinance will be circulated to all property owners affected by the assessment. All council members have been given a list of the property owners. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance for consideration and second reading?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Kadesh,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Wetzel. All in favor? May I have a roll call, please?
I have a
Okay.
question. I'm a property owner in this. Am I precluded from voting on this?
If you're a property owner named in this ordinance, you should abstain.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments?
That's all I have.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Kadesh?
Yes.
Councilmember Lynch?
I abstain.
Councilmember Murphy?
Yes.
Councilmember Wetzel?
Yes.
Council President Rizzuto?
Yes.
Motion carries to introduce ordinance 15-25 with a public hearing to be held on December 14th, 2000.
December 14th. Thank you. There are no ordinance for a second reading. I'll move on to council comments. Mr. Wetzel.
No comments.
Mr. Lynch.
Congratulations to the winners in the last election. I think election time is over. We still have work to do here, and we are going to finish the work that we were elected to do this year. And I would just like to say, for the veterans, that when you're asked to protect the most vibrant, free nation in the world, it is a daunting task. And whether you are part of any branch of service that protects this country, I would like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's all I have.
Mr. Kadesh.
Certainly, the election was a great surprise, and I'm very thankful to all the people who supported me. And welcome to Sandy.
Thank you.
With that, we'll go on to the next.
Mrs. Murphy.
Well, I'll have to say welcome to Sandy, and I know Harry's not here, but good luck to him. A question I have, the budget meetings that will be held in November with the department heads, are they public meetings?
No.
And I just, because I came across a statute, and I was just wondering if this statute applies to holding those budget meetings. I don't know if you could possibly just spend 30 seconds on this and just, I mean, it's statute, it's 4069A 45. It says, the municipal budget shall be prepared by the mayor with the assistance of the business administrator during the month of November. The mayor shall require all department heads to submit requests for appropriations for the existing budget year and to appear before the mayor or the business administrator at public hearings, which shall be held during that month, which, as I said, November, on the various requests. So I'm just, like I said, I was just looking through statutes, and
I can't give you,
and that's fine.
yeah, I can't give you an opinion off the top of my
Right,
head as
but
to
I'm
whether
just-
this statute applies, but now that you give me the citation, I'll definitely look it up.
If you'd like a copy, I have a copy for you. It was something that I came across, because, you know, of course, it's also when the budget does get presented to the council at a later time. But in reading this, it does state that they are public meetings. So that's what I would like to know, because if that applies, I'd like to know when they are so I could attend.
Okay.
All right. So maybe this week, if you just let us know, I appreciate it.
I will let you know.
That's all I have. That's it.
In order to give the clerk time, I am proposing date of January 6th, I believe. It's a Tuesday, as reorganization. Is that all right with the council?
For when?
January 6th, Tuesday.
I prefer it to be on the 1st.
I would like to propose that date, it's a Tuesday, and prior to our regular meeting schedule as the reorganization period time. So may I have a motion for someone to propose, to support that date?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Wetzel.
Yeah, why not?
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. It's on the floor, and the reason why it seemed to be that I caught flack, and I know a number of other people caught flack for breaking up a holiday, so.
Well, it should be done on the 1st. There's going to be a new mayor sworn in and a new council person, so there is a change, and it should be done on the 1st.
It seems to me that you can't do any business between that period of time. You don't have anybody authorized to do so.
You won't have any business, I mean, there's
You
business.
don't know that.
We're one of the few townships in the county that spends a New Year's Day for a reorganization.
Then I would have to say, feel free not to come. But
I would have to say, I'll ask for a roll call.
go ahead.
Councilmember Kadesh?
No.
Councilmember Lynch?
Yes.
Councilmember Murphy?
No.
Councilmember Wetzel?
Yes.
Council President Rizzuto?
Yes,
Motion carries to that.
thank you.
Apologies, I didn't hear what time.
He didn't hear on the date moved, that's all.
What time?
He didn't give a time.
I have no other comments.
Motion to adjourn.
Moved. Second? All in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned.